Oh, good morning, good morning, good morning. This is a special coffee with old school today. I don't I don't know. I sit here all the time and talk about promos and competitive nature and what promos were to me when I started doing this. But lately, I see in many groups that promos and let me be clear when I start saying this. Once again, this is fully my opinion, but there's also some other folks that are agreeing with this opinion, and it was kind of brought to my attention. But here's the sad reality: in the promo game, there is a thing called passing of the guard. We can pass the guard. We can put a championship on somebody we believe is ready or believe is good, with full intent to know that they can carry a brand, and the full intent of knowing that that brand will continue to be successful. Okay. I recently saw the passing of the guard basically in a group, and I'm going to mention the group's name. They can get mad all they want. Elite Marks, a guy named Johnny Canada, becomes your world heavyweight champion. And I literally just watched one of his hypes against Robert Haywood, which is Hollywood Haywood, which that, okay, let's be honest. Some people may not like Hollywood. Some people may not like Robert Haywood. I have no problem with either of those guys. I respect both of those guys in the game because they play the game kind of like I do. They play competitive, they're crisp, they're clean, they're fierce, and they have no worry about whose feelings they hurt. And unfortunately, Mr. Canada, I'm going to hurt your feelings a little bit today because the title being passed to you downgraded that championship. It downgraded that group. That group now is looked at as a very highly kayfabe group. That group is looked at as non-competitive. That group is also looked at as now having probably one of the easiest champions in the game that will probably lose their title in the first defense, unless it's kayfabed. Okay, me personally, I watch that and it makes my stomach upset. Me personally, I watch that and I go, "What in the fuck happened to the promo world I helped build 10 years ago?" The competitive side, not the kayfabe side, not the storyline side, not the Disney World. Oh my God, Bobby's a nice guy. He helps people. He's always friendly in the chat. He's always friendly when we're talking to him. He's so nice on the screen. I don't give a fuck. I feel like the Elite Marks has just went to the HSP level in the game. They definitely get the Quacky of the award today because they definitely verbatim fit what Dr. Quack does in HSP. And that's handing belts to people who just don't deserve them. Putting champions over that he feels are nice guys, they're his friends, and they support him, he gives them titles. But that's enough about that place. Let's go back to Elite Marks. I watched Haywood do 11 or 12 lessons against Johnny Canada. And I'm going to tell you right now, from 1 till 12, he buried Johnny Canada. The dirt was so deep that, I mean, the mafia would be proud of where Robert Haywood, as Hollywood, put Johnny Canada. Now, the Looney Tunes, on the other hand, were probably so excited to see Johnny Canada on screen and put what he called a promo on screen. Sorry, bud, it's not a promo. Your hair is disheveled. Your beard is not like it's not a beard. Sorry, this is a beard. Just so you know. But your beard looks like it hasn't been taken care of. A bath would probably highly recommend it. The last hype I saw you do, you were in a bright green fucking sweater that made you look like a big fucking lime. When you walk on screen, you gotta have a presence of dominance, a president or a presence that you're going to be a champion. You don't have that. I'm sorry, Johnny Canada. And listen, you can talk all the shit y'all want. I made my bones on whipping Canadians' asses. I beat a guy conceded years ago for the BTB heavyweight title. Excuse my dog. That idiot, every time I caught, do a coffee old school, got to bark at something outside. It's probably a shadow. But anyway, let him keep barking because I'm not done. So, my problem is you walk on screen, you don't look like a champion. You don't act like a champion. You don't talk like a champion. Hold on one second, folks. Sorry, I turned my mic off. Elite Marks, you need to wake up. You need to tell the world the truth and that you're kayfabing now. Because if you're not kayfabing, then that's crazy. Because I don't care if Hollywood Haywood walked out on the screen and handed him the belt and gave up and said, I just don't want to do it anymore. That title should have been vacated and put up for grabs for true competitive players. Yeah, Justin, I muted it after I yell at the dog. Go figure. That fucking stupid asshole. That dog is Satan. We've talked about him in the group chat. He barks at nothing. Like there's nothing going on outside, folks. Like he's out there barking at air. Just because it's funny. Look, he's still going. There's nothing happening out there. I promise you. So back to what I was saying. I brewed and brewed and brewed. And then, I actually let's do it right here live on Coffee Old School. Let me turn this up.
Elite, it's funny.
I don't know if you can hear this.
Hollywood
But look at it.
Johnny Canada for the World Heavyweight Championship at Elite Mania.
It's bad.
A few short weeks away.
He done fucked up in the first 30 seconds. Instead of saying weeks, he said wicks. Wicks. Listen, I can't even continue to watch it as my dog still will not shut the fuck up. This is what disgusts me about the promo world today. This is what makes me irate. This is what makes me smoke 2 packs of cigarettes a day, drink 36 cups of coffee a day, because I watch these guys who cannot do this get put in championship positions or get told, oh, buddy, you're a nice guy. And don't worry, Johnny, you've had your defenders. They said if you haven't seen his first promo, he's gotten so much better. Brother, I haven't seen nothing better. I haven't seen nothing of improvement. I haven't seen any chance in hell for you to be a solidified world champion. Sorry, I haven't. To me, you are what we call enhancement talent, okay? You would be put against guys that are breaking into the promo game so they get their rub. They get their first win because it's an easy contest for them. They don't have to try too hard. And I'm sorry, if this offends you, I don't give a fuck. Because I made my bones beat Canadians. It's how I became the BTB world champion for the first time ever. But it's nothing against Canada. It's nothing against Canadians. It's against sorry-ass, non-talented promo artists. That's what it's against. It's against people who are not on the level they're supposed to be. It's against the people who say, man, I love this hobby. No, you don't. You love making people feel bad for you. You love making people feel like you deserve to wear a belt because you're not good enough to win one. I don't hand out participation trophies, but today you get the Quacky Award. And you firmly deserve it because that's the same bullshit that asshole would do. He's ran a group for years that way and has lied to everybody about it. And now here we are, Elite Marks, doing the same fucking thing. Okay? I see some talent over there. I have. But I don't see, how do I want to say this? I don't see a talented group moving into the future. If I was a champion for Elite Marks right now, I'd hand over my title and walk away. And I don't do that very much. I don't give up a championship that I've earned competitively, but I don't feel like over there you're being competitive. And listen, I don't know how they do it over there, but I heard something about votes. The fan vote is the worst vote. You should never ever have a fan vote ever. There should never be a fan vote because you're always going to have buddies and pals who vote for somebody. Okay, you should never ever publicly have a vote on a championship match. That should be your judges and the owner in the background behind that curtain waiting for the judge's decision who legitimately thinks that they won. That's not what I'm seeing here. It's not what I'm hearing here. I'm hearing that it's a voted process that failed. You know how I know? We did that 10 years ago in BTB. And for so many weeks, we watched great promo artists get beat because the friends of the friends of the friends of the friends all voted for the guy that was against that guy. It don't work. I'm sorry. So, Johnny Canada, this is a shout out from Call Through the Old School to you. You need to vacate said championship. You need to hand that title back over and tell them to book you against somebody and make it competitive and see if you can truly win that championship in a competitive nature. I'll volunteer to judge this son of a bitch. You won't like my feedback. Because let me give you the feedback on that last hype that I was just playing there. You stumbled in the first 30 seconds. You looked disheveled. You were out of breath while speaking. That, my God, sit down, son. It's okay to sit on a chair every once in a while and cut a promo. But you just didn't seem like you were into it. You didn't seem like you were on the right path. You didn't seem like you know where you wanted to go with that promo. And the hand motions, they don't make a promo better. Talking with your hands doesn't make a promo. Ask Josh Penrod. That jerk off tried it for years and he still sucked. So I don't know, bro. If I was you, if I wanted to be considered one of the best in the game or a great promo artist eventually down into the future, I'd hand that championship over. I would say nope, I don't want it that way. Vacate that son of a bitch and let me earn it. And then you would get a little more respect if you actually earned it and won it and beat somebody for it. But, getting in the group chat and thanking people for believing in you, dude, they didn't have to believe in nothing. You were handed the championship. It was kayfabe to you. What did they have to believe? That, cartoons and monkeys, they fucking play outside when we're all sleeping in the middle of the night? I don't know what you're thinking, dude. I really don't. It's not something to be proud of. I wouldn't be proud of a title that was handed to me, especially when you were going against such a great competitor of Hollywood Haywood. When you're taking on a champion such as Hollywood Haywood, and like I said, a lot of people don't like him. I actually have no problem with Hollywood Haywood because he promos the same way I do. He promos the fashion I do. We don't care if we piss somebody off. We don't care if we hurt their feelings. We don't care if they're, good or not. We want to prove they're not as good as us. And that's what a competitive promo artist does. And unfortunately, some groups have lost that aspect. They want to hand out championships. They want people to feel accepted. They don't want to lose followers. They don't want to lose promo artists. Guess what? In my organization, if you're not competitive and you're not good and you lose and you get upset about it, don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you because you don't belong here. This is a competitive nature. This is what we do. We promo in competitive style to see who's better. Now, I know Johnny Canada probably thinks I just said butter and he went to get some toast. That's the problem with the promo realm. You've got to wake up. You've got to understand. Don't call yourself a champion. Well, at least not to somebody like me who's been doing it all these years, 10 years. I've won 23 world fucking championships, probably 40 some plus singles titles, multiple tag team titles. I've said it before on this podcast, and it's not me, throwing my feathers up there or ruffling everybody else's. I'm at 70, 80 some titles, but not one of them have ever been handed to me. Not one of them have ever said, oh, well, hey, yeah. Old School seems like a nice guy. I'm one of the most hated people in this industry because I'm so truthful. You got guys that are running groups now that will go live and get upset if I mention them or their group on here and say how shitty it is. I'm sorry. Truth is truth. The truth is this. When you're booking certain people as top contenders and just 3 days before they joined your group, those motherfuckers were the jobbers. Listen, bro, this ain't a Hardy story. They didn't take off the polka dots and put on some fucking jeans and run out with Michael Hayes and become a great tag team. These people need to work and earn their place in the business because guys like me, we made our stripes making this business. Okay. When BTB was the only game out there until VOH spawned, you had, the written in the kayfabe shit and the storyline shit, but you did not have competitive. We were competitive. And that's why I have a problem with Mr. Johnny Canada. And that's why I have a problem severely with Elite Marks. Listen, man, I want to see everybody's group be successful. I want to see everybody prosper. I want to see promo artists winning championships. But I want to see promo artists who are fucking damn good and make me pay attention, make me want to watch the show. If I'd have saw that, bro, I would have rather had, I don't know, my eyeballs gouged out by fucking somebody with dull fingernails. It's not good. That was horrible. And Robert Haywood, I really, really, really do respect the guy and understand probably why he did. He's probably doing, the sincere bow out or leaving the group or moving on to something else. And man, I fucking get that, dude. I do. Give him the rub, whatever. But bro, Johnny Canada wasn't the one to rub. That guy is probably the worst genie to ever come out of a fucking lamp. Oh God, that's not a good champion. If that's Elite Marks World Champion, Elite Marks, you lost stock. You went from Robert Haywood to I can't even put my hand on the screen for Johnny Canada. That's the level I feel. I'm sorry. And to the guy that plays Johnny Canada, I'm sorry, man. You might be a nice guy and you might be a wonderful human being, but bro, you got to accept criticism at its best. And I'm one of the best to critique somebody. I will tell you the truth if your promos are good. I will tell you the truth what you need to change. And here's the 3 things you need to change. You need to really, really look like a champion when you're on screen. Secondly, you need to learn how to talk like a champion and present yourself like a champion. You need to be decisive. You need to be fierce. You need to be fearless. And you need to show the world the confidence of a champion. And 3, you need to stop being so goddamn polite and hoping that gets you over. Because all politeness does is get you buried in this business. I've buried a lot doing that dumb shit. I've gotten rid of personally on my own account and my own accord by just talking to these people when they say, oh, well, I can do this or I'm that. And the only reason I'm not a champion is because you're working behind the scenes with the owner. I don't work with owners. Okay, let me be honest with you. What I do is they ask me to come in. I competitively whip somebody's ass, take their world title, and I hold it until I feel like I don't want to hold it no more. And that's usually until the group shuts down. I'm sorry. I'm a very dedicated individual. When I win a championship, I tend to hold it. Unless something disgusts me or pisses me off, like when I was in APF, the first generation APF. And it was such a lazy fucking group that I got booked at a world title match like 6 days before the fucking event. No time to build, no story to tell. It just wasn't worth my time, so I gave him the belt back. Which, by the way, my version of that belt you can see hanging on handsome PS Rex's shoulder in the Premier Promo Federation because it is now our No Limits Championship. I rebranded it. I wiped all that APF shit off of it. Now it looks fucking beautiful. And it looks really good on his shoulders. So I didn't want to come on here and rant too much. I didn't want to come on here and be called an asshole or a piece of shit and whatever. But I want you all to hear me clearly. For a guy who enjoys the competitive nature of promo, for a guy who loves to see, let's use the Purge because he's here. The Purge versus the Rising Sun in a competitively natured match. That's what fucking gets my hairs tickled. That's what makes me fucking stand up and pay attention. Makes me I turn my head, drink a cup of coffee, and listen to these two guys fiercely go after each other in a matchup and not go, well, you tried to teach me a lesson and I'm learning the lessons. Shut up. Get more fierce, get more confident, get the job done, be a champion. Because until you are Elite Marks, I'm sorry to tell you, bro, I don't know the owner, but I do talk to the Purge, Mama Purge, Black Widow, all those folks are in the PPF, and I talk to them. And this morning, they will tell you, I got in our group chat in the locker room and I was like, what in the fuck am I seeing? I was flabbergasted. I didn't believe it. I was like, ain't no fucking way. Because I watched Haywood's hypes. He buried that boy 2 or 3 hypes in. And he gave him 12. Champion giving 12 hypes. And this guy tried to keep up. I'll give him credit. Sadly, he was out of gas before the first hype halfway through it. It was bobbled nonsense. It was bullshit. It wasn't good. And his championship promo that he won on, I've seen better from guys that have never won a world title. I've seen better from guys who've never won a championship in the promo industry. I'm sorry. It is what it is, man. You don't have to like me, but I've been doing this a while. I know what I'm talking about. I mean, I could walk you through the office and, I've done it to promo artists in matches, showed them my accomplishments. But this isn't about just my accomplishments. This is about the promo world and losing its competitive nature. I'm so sick and tired of groups going, we're having fun. That's because you're not good. The fun replaces the competitive nature. The fun takes away from a competitive matchup. The fun is when Johnny Canada goes over a Hollywood fucking Haywood. Ain't no fucking way. And I hope there's no children around because this isn't made for children today. This is me being pissed off, just disgusted. My belly's upset. I'm in disbelief. As one of the founding members of competitive promo, I am disgusted to call Elite Marks a competitive group. You need to come out and admit its storyline. You need to come out and admit its kayfabe because nobody's ever going to believe it's competitive now. And like I said, I don't care if Haywood, relinquish the title to Johnny Canada. My God, go watch the hype before the match. The last hype. I was just playing it. I couldn't even finish it. I had to cut it off. That guy's not a world champion. No. I'm sorry. I need to drink coffee because that's bad. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you probably thought I was going to come on here and talk about some other groups and all that. I don't give a shit about them. They're kayfabe too. We've all seen that. When an NDT beats a Dante Black, we know that's kayfabe, buddy. That's as bad as Johnny Canada winning the title. So that's been my little coffee with old school this morning. I was tired of ranting in a group chat and fucking, ruffling feathers, I'm sure, because some people like you, dude. And like I said, you might be a great guy behind the scenes. But you need to go look in the mirror and accept the facts. Just because you had a custom belt made, don't make you a good champion. Just because you put it on your shoulder, don't make you a good champion. And just because Haywood handed you the title, don't mean you're a champion. You've got to defend that son of a bitch now. And if it's competitive, buddy, I wouldn't get comfortable calling yourself world champ. It's not going to take long. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me on Coffee with Old School. That's been a fun one today. I've had a blast. I hope you guys did too. Thanks for tuning in. Please feel free to share this to anywhere you would like to. And if for anybody who has a problem with anything said on there, my DMs are always open. You may not like the response. You may not like what you hear, but you can better believe it'll be the fucking truth. So, love, hug, honor your loved ones because tomorrow is never guaranteed. Make sure you give the respect to the respect of the promo realm that it deserves. Be competitive, be fierce, have some fun, win some championships, or just accept the fact that you're here to be competitive and all angst. And I'm old school, and I'm going to go enjoy my coffee this morning. I'll see you the next time. Old school.